Hello everyone, welcome to my Secret Seal Upgrade Priority Tier List update for June. This time we'll be looking at Attack Res Bond, Spur Attack Speed, and Armored Blow. As per usual, before we start, these are the seals that have been added to the Forge as of the last version update. Shield Attack is really good for raids defense and to some extent Arena. Do keep in mind, if you score really high in Arena, it can backfire on you, however, because Idun actually loves to be debuffed and actually use it against you. Also, IS did an oopsie when it comes down to Wind Boost, because every single seal based on speed is a blue seal. Wind Boost is green. I don't know who is the person that was behind the idea that it should be green for whatever reason, but whatever. Especially, like, I know someone was told me it looks green, so it's a green seal, but then you look at Water Boost has a blue icon and it's fucking colorless, as it should be, so I don't understand. I is just fucked up on that one. Anyway, moving on to the actual seals added to the list, and first off is Armored Blow. Armored Blow is not great. If I'm being honest, it's workable, but typically it doesn't really work with the ideal sets for most units. Now, one of the things Armored Blow can do is for units such as Halloween Myrrh, it makes it a bit easier for them to actually get the follow-up effect. But outside of that, it's not great. It can help for you to take a bit less damage, but then again, why would you use Armored Blow if Brazen Attack Def exists? It's very silly. So, you know, I guess it's the seal that's typically the throwaway seal, which doesn't really matter. It can also be useful on base Myrrh to prevent follow-ups, but again, it's just not great. It doesn't tend to be too consistent, and yet again, Brazen Attack Def does a better job. So, who cares? Besides, if you really are looking forward to building Halloween Myrrh, you should be running Special Fighter or Weapon, Fortress Def Res with Quick Repose, which means you have a follow-up regardless of the phase, at least 90% of the time, because you need to have an enemy unit that has like 45 plus defense to even have a chance of failing to double on initiation. And Special Fighter shuts down Special, gives you Special, gets you to AFR easier so you can maintain Quick Repose. Armored Blow has no room here. So, yeah, moving on. Next up is Spur Attack and Speed. Now this seal is a bit better, especially when it comes down to just overall cheerleading. Units such as Marth, who now has access to Red Infantry Duel, can now actually use this in tandem with another Spur Attack Speed or Spur Def Res, or double Spur Def Res if you feel like bulk is the main issue, buffing upward to 8 attack and speed, or 8 defense and 8 res, or 5 attack, speed, def, and res as a result. It's overall a fairly competent seal. The only issue is typically Spur Attack will be better if you're looking for damage on, say, a Brave Bow unit, since it's more consistent. And Speed for a Spur is typically terrible. It's honestly the worst type of Spur. It's just the fact that it has attack attached to it that makes it good. Now, the problem is why Speed is not great on a Spur is very simple. Typically, Spurs are used on the defensive, because it's really hard to apply Spurs when you're on the offensive, since you're the one moving the unit to attack. This can be somewhat alleviated when it comes down to flyer units, as flyer units can, you can either fly formation, aerobatics to them. If they're infantry or armored, you can to some extent use guidance to your advantage to actually use into bonds and spurs. However, it's just not consistent enough for me to really suggest. That's why it's A+ and not higher. Considering it's a very good combination of stats, it's kind of surprising, I know, considering Drive Attack is S+ and Drive Speed is S tier. Dry speed gives you so much more flexibility, however, which is why it tends to just be better. Even for Marth, because Marth's base weapon effect is based on 2 ranged. Same thing with Brave Lucina. Yes, she can buff by 9 attack and 9 speed, but the fact that it's limited to spur range means unless the unit is ranged, it won't typically be too great for the unit. It's overall a decent seal, just not a must-have. Now, speaking of must-have, here is the most important seal of this banner, Attack Res Bond. I've been bitching about this seal not being in the game for the past few months, because Attack Res Bond is fucking amazing. Now, it makes no surprise that it's S+ tier, because of course Attack Def Bond is S+ tier, and Attack Res Bond is about just as good, if not better, in certain scenario. It comes down to your stat line and what you want to do with it. Typically, Attack Res Bond will be used on mixed bulk to make so that both your defense and resistance are not too far off. For example, Legendary Tiki is a fantastic user of it because she has a base 37 defense and 29 res. Using this seal not only proves to provide her much needed attack, it also pushes her res up to 34. 34 is a lot harder to take down, especially considering her speed is already quite quick. This is why Attack Res Bond is such a good seal. Quite a few units can use it that way, and in general, even if you're already mixed bulky enough, you can just, say, take a Def Boon, not a Def Boon, a Def Refine, and then take Attack Res Bond, and there you go. You can do the same thing with Attack Def Bond with a Res Refine and then Attack Def Bond. It's the same kind of logic. It is extremely easy to use, and it gives you stats where it matters. You see, Bond skills are usually used in enemy phase. This is why Attack Speed Bond is 2 tiers below the other 2. Yes, it provides attack. Yes, it provides speed. But the problem is that you need to be in range of a certain unit. Which, yes, can work with aerobatics, guidance, and so on, like I said with Spur Attack Speed. But it's far from reliable. Unless, you know, your unit is meant to be that way, like the way I use New Year Guntra, but I use New Year Guntra with Attack Def Bond because she already has the speed for it. As is typically the case when it comes down to flyers. Another thing that makes, by the way, Spur Attack Speed and also Attack Speed Bond good is no follow-up, because your speed actually matters and you can use your speed on enemy phase a lot more reliably. However, the skill's it is far too rare for me to say it's consistently there to help you. So most people won't really be able to use it to its full effect. Attack Res Bond does not need any other skills to work. It just needs you to actually have more defense than res, which is very, very common. Quite a few units can do that, and if they don't, they typically have they typically have about the same defense and res. So Attack Res Bond is fantastic. So yeah, just overall a very, very, very solid seal. So yeah. With that said, thank you all for watching, and for those who are curious as for Refine Theory crafting, I'll be working on this tomorrow. So if you want to give me an idea on who to work with, well, you know where I will be. I'll be on Twitch, so come watch me and give me idea on who to work with there. As I typically take idea from the viewers when it comes down to who I work on. That said, I can already tell you Gunther and Jagan are going to be the first unit I'll be working on tomorrow, because I feel I have a decent idea as to what I want to do with them. And with that said, I wish you all a good day. Have a nice one, everyone. See ya!